A day in my life as estudyante na nakarating sa Camansi National High School for today's video live! Alam niyo ba kung bakit tayo nandito? Nandito tayo ngayon dahil makikipanayam tayo sa isa sa mga guro ng Camansi National High School na may 10 taong karanasan na sa pagtuturo. Tara! Samahan niyo ako! Magandang araw po sa iyo, sir. Ngayong araw, nandito po ako upang makipanayam sa iyo tungkol sa iyong mga karanasan sa 10 taon na iyong pagtuturo. This interview po in line with our PED 9 subjects, which is for our preliminary exam po. Handa ka na po, sir?
Okay.
Ang unang tanong po, sir, ay ano ang iyong mga karanasan sa 10 taon na pagtuturo, sir?
Okay, based on my experience in teaching in both elementary and secondary, since I handled elementary during my private years, so I've been experiencing different skills, talents, and some hardship in teaching. Kasi alam naman natin na ang mga kabataan ay may iba-ibang katangian. So, masasabi natin na kapag nagtuturo tayo, we're going to fit the need of the children or the students, or let us say, the need of the learner. Isa din sa pinaka-challenge ng na naranasan ko is that to cater differences of attitude, personality of the learner. Kasi kadalasan naman yun lang talaga ang and then in life-changing moment of being a teacher is that you inculcate and you transform lives of every learner which yung napagturuan mo. So, in 10 years of experience in teaching, masasabi ko na ang karanasan ko ay masaya at saka nakakabagong buhay.
Yun naman po, sir. So, ang pangalawa pong tanong, sir, sa pagpapaunlad natin ng inklusibong edukasyon, ano ang mga hamon na naranasan mo sa pag-implementa nito or the inklusibong edukasyon ko?
Okay. Upon implementing of the inclusive education, we experience or I experience challenges. Lahat ng mga guro ay may mga hamon na hinaharap or kakaharapin sa taon-taunang i-edukar sa ating mga kabataan, lalong-lalo na sa pagpapalago ng kaalaman or pagsasanay sa mga kabataan. The challenge is that the learners nowadays are generated with the digital era, and some of the teachers are not on that era, so they are going to adjust. Mas mataas ang pag-a-adjust ng mga teacher to that personality na meron ang mga kabataan ngayon, kasi you are going to undertake some trainings or methodology, strategy in order to fit the need of the student, which is digitalized. So the transmission of learning is that not as easy as before, since we are going to teach with paper and pencil, but now we're going to integrate computers, and we're going to give them some activity which is related with technology. And if you as a teacher is not good or literate to do that process, then you're going to seek another way for you to be able to give the learning that the student is needed. So, focusing this generation, talagang ang pagkakaiba ng mga kabataan ngayon sa noon ay talagang malaki dahil pagsasabihin natin noon, they are focused on study. Self-studious yung mga bata. Ngayon, the span of study habit of the learners is not that same as before na ikaw talaga yung magsikap na magbasa, yung kagustuhan mo talagang malaman na ito talaga ang kahulugan ng salitang hinahanap mo. Kasi ngayon, isang click mo na lang, makukuha mo na. But the retention in our brain, maybe it's not that very good or di talaga nakaka-absorb masyado sa mga kabataan. So that is the challenge of every teacher. How to fit in the need of the digital learners.
So, sa mga hamon na yung naranasan, sir, ano-ano po ba ang mga estratehiya na yung ginagamit upang matagunan ang mga hamon ito?
Okay, in such challenges that I experience, I usually let my students to perform since I observe that the learners nowadays doesn't have the ability to study hard. So they're not focused on reading. But then, in performing, they can experience a true-to-life activity. So in performance tasking, every student shall be involved in such activity. So I can say that in every actions and in every movement that they are doing, there is learning. How they perform, they would integrate and would process it in their mind na, this is the way I am going to do. Ito pala yung paraan. Ito pala yung gagawin ko para ma-perform ko ng wasto o tama ang aking ginagawa. So, there is that learning in action. So, like for example, madalas yung mga guro is role-playing. And like me, I'm teaching English, I'm teaching TLE, and I'm teaching MAPE. Madalas, performance tasking yung binibigay ko and group activity. We're going to let the student read and then put it into reality. That they would experience the true essence of what they read. Yung mga ganon. So, parang actual performances talaga yung pinagbabatagan ko sa pagtuturo at pagbigay ng way para ma-achieve ko yung mga challenges.
If you given a chance na mag-recommend po, sir, may ano po ba yung may marirekomenda ka ba na sa kapwa mo guro o sa mga bago pa lamang sa pagtuturo kung paano maging epektibong guro sa kabila ng mga hamon nito?
For me, my recommendation to those who are aspirants or to those who are going to be or to become a teacher someday or this next generation, I would prefer to say that they would put love in their sa kanilang mga ginagawa ay love talaga yung mangunguna. Kasi if you don't love your job, you cannot perform well and you cannot let yourself to give what you desire and you cannot give whatever the learner needs. So, mahalin mo and let the learning be inculcated in their mind. It will be established and become rooted. You are going to assure that the learning shall be established and rooted in their heart and in their mind, so that they will live bringing the learning that you gave to them. Kasi nga, sabi natin that success is not a destination, but it is a process of journeying, which is where you going to go. So that's it's life, and this is my ano naman, because not all teachers are perfect, but we know that teacher is doing well to give what is really those things which is important to the learners. Binibigay na talaga namin lahat yung best namin para matugunan yung mga pangangailangan ng mga kabataan, lalong-lalo na sa kaalaman para mabuhay. You're going to establish them how to live, and then bear in their mind that education is related with respect. And that would be all. Thank you.
Maraming salamat po, sir, sa iyong pagtugon sa aming hiling sa'yo. Yun lang po.
Okay, thank you. Congrats. Let's go. Good afternoon. You may take your seat. Okay, so as part of our discussion last meeting, maybe arrange the case first. Okay, so this afternoon we're going to continue our topic, which is the basic movements and steps in cheer dance. So I gave you already, I let you copy a steps of the basic movements of cheer dance. So at this moment we're going to perform. Is it okay? Yes, sir. We're going to participate so that if we're going to dance, it's easy for us to do it. Okay? Okay, everybody stand up. Kunya, back and back and back.
Special thanks to the principal of Kamansi National High School, Mr. Jason Iana, for letting us in your school and to conduct interview. To Mr. Benji Hinares for responding our request. And to the entire Kamansi National High School for welcoming us and give us opportunity to conduct interview in your school. I am so grateful for the opportunity and the warm welcome that you show us. God bless.